Hey Vegas,
What's up, Cam?
want to talk about something?
What do you want to talk about?
What's hot?
All right. You know what's hot?
What?
This summer. It's been hot. Yeah, how's your summer been so far, Cam?
Besides hot, I'd say there's been some pretty good high moments.
You been
No.
getting high? Is that what you're trying to get at?
No. This is a family-friendly podcast. We don't do recreational drugs here. Right?
But-
Just good times.
That's what you mean by high? Good times?
Yeah.
Good.
Summer of Cam, baby.
Anything notable happened so far? Has it been just like a mellow summer? Have you gone anywhere? Have you done anything? How's today? Or let's talk about today. How's your day been today?
Well, I don't want to get into it, Vegas. A lot of driving people around. A lot of people just being annoying.
You know what? All you gotta do is slap that Uber sticker on there and you can start
yeah.
making money. Although you could probably get in some trouble for that. I wouldn't advise that. Well, I'm a bit sorry that you had a bad day. I've been having a pretty good day. Started off at 10:30. I got a phone call. I was dead asleep. I would have slept until probably noon. And I ended up going to the beach in Westport. Went to Horse Neck Beach. That was fun. Although the water was so rocky. It was weird because the whole beach was rocky, the whole thing, and I don't know why, but it was really annoying. But I got a nice tan.
Didn't burn yourself this time.
No,
I see.
oh yeah, I remember one of the first times it was really nice of this year. I spent 2 days in a row out in the sun, no sunscreen whatsoever, and on the last day of school, I showed up with the worst sunburn ever. Not the worst ever, I've had much worse actually, but I was just red everywhere. And I remember, Cam, if you want to talk about how just brutal that sunburn was.
He changed colors. He looked like a different person.
Yeah, my whole body was red.
Like someone messed with the saturation slider on Vegas.
I looked like a lobster. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, I look like a..." No, I was a lobster. Like my hands started to grow into claws. But no, it's funny because I remember when I was sitting to take my finals, I couldn't move because it was so painful. Because my skin was when you get a sunburn when it's really bad and it's like...
Oh, I don't go outside.
But it gets kind of sticky or it gets wet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's just oily. My whole body was like that. And I remember because I had the sunburn for about a week and I would wake up and some days it would be good. I'd be like, oh my goodness, it's going away. And then I'd wake up the next day and it would be the same way it was before. And then eventually just one day I woke up and it was gone. But I had really bad peeling. I think now it's pretty much good. But on my bicep and my forearm, I had really bad peeling from my sunburn. But we're doing better now. I put on, as I said again, so much sunblock. I was just I put up probably 5 layers of sunblock on throughout the day. So that's been my day so far. Just being by the ocean, which I don't like the ocean.
Sounds nice. I don't really like the ocean either.
Yeah.
But I might have taken that over what I've been through today.
So do you want to get into our first topic of the day? We have a couple lined up here. What do you want to go with first? K or T?
I'd say K.
Okay. So Cam, I'll let you introduce the topic as it's something that you feel very passionate about.
I've hinted at it in the last podcast, Vegas. We're talking about
Life of Pablo
by Kanye West. Or
Alright.
just him in general.
Yeah, just go ahead. You can go. I'll let you speak about the man.
Well, besides the point. I'm a big fan. I think he's a cool dude. Well, he's an idiot, but he makes good music.
We'll
I think.
talk about his.
And I just think he's been in the news lately. Some controversial stuff is being said. I think.
Now I'm gonna cut you off. Do you want to talk about the controversial stuff now, or do you want to talk about his music first? Personally, I think we should talk about the music first, and then get to the controversial. But I want to hear your.
I say let's go with the music.
Let's go with the
talk
music?
about the positive things about Kanye West.
Okay. So go right ahead. I'll let you. You know more about Kanye West than I do. I mean, I know a fair bit about him, but you're the expert here.
So this summer, 5 releases from Kanye West.
5. We had Ye, Kids See
and
Ghost.
Kids See Ghost, which are the 2 ones that are still his albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a Kanye West produced Pusha T album, Daytona. Not a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
We have...
Didn't even know about that.
It's not that good. We have the new Nas album, Nasir.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it.
Nasmir or whatever. I saw something about
I think
that.
fantastic album.
So does he make a feature on it? Does he have a main role? Is it kind of like with Kids See Ghost where he makes a couple appearances on a few songs?
There's 2 songs that he's in, but he like made the beats for all this, like, because Kanye West is very much a beat guy.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's kind of where he started, right? In high school, he started with making beats.
He was signed to make beats. You know, Jay-Z didn't want him to rap because he didn't think he had any talent.
Look where he is now. Look who had the last laugh.
I mean, Jay-Z's still more talented, but...
Does Jay-Z still make music now?
Yeah, he makes, like, garbage with his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's he? Rihanna? Beyonce? I almost said fiance.
She was his fiance at one point, I assume.
Do you think they ever joked around like, hey, fiance, Beyonce? I can't do a Jay-Z accent.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't try either.
Hey, Beyonce, fiance. Do you think he ever did that? Probably not.
No.
But, so we had Kids See Ghost and Ye. We'll start with Ye, the one that came out first.
Ye, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hated this album when it came out.
Mm.
To be fair, I had listened to this album the day after prom, which I had gotten like 2 hours of sleep. I was loopy, right? I was out of it. I was having fun with my friend Vegas after prom for a while.
Mm-hmm. I got a really bad rug burn. Kind of still see it a little bit. It was really bad.
Well, we can get into that at a different time.
Okay.
I didn't even know that. So yeah, I woke up to a bunch of texts from my friends saying, you dropped Ye. Ye's out.
And I woke up to a text from Cam saying that Kanye had released an album, and I didn't know.
Yep.
So...
Hated it. This is the thing with me and Kanye West. The same thing with when Life of Pablo came out. I was like, this is just garbage. But it took some time, some repeat listens. I'm a big fan. I really didn't like the first song where he just says the same.
Oh, I want to kill you.
Yeah, but
see
the beat.
Something about
the beat.
Something about it. It was definitely something Kanye-y. Like you wouldn't see any other artist do something like that. Like it's all. I don't think it's gonna be a song you're gonna hear really much on the radio or in the clubs as the cool kids like to attend. Unlike me, I'm not a big party person. I'd rather sit at home and listen to it.
Yeah.
But it's not a song you're gonna hear a lot unless you decide to go out of your way and find the song. But it's not even the lyrical part of it, but it's just the flow. It's a very like it's like I'm listening to a preacher. Like he's kind of he's preaching.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And starting off with that song, I really genuinely enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but I enjoyed it a lot. And I think it was one of the last songs when he's like, it goes something like, oh, to all the ladies out there in a relationship or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
I believe that is Wouldn't Leave.
Wouldn't Leave. That song is one of my favorite Kanye West songs of all time.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say it. I just said it. It just, the background vocals, just the beat, and it's just like, it really, like, I feel like with Life of Pablo, we saw 2 different types of genres kind of combined, which is, I feel like, a main reason why I didn't enjoy the album probably as much as I typically would. Because you have, like, that soul kind of, like, you hear, like, the organ. It's very, like, soul. You have that, like, background kind of choir.
Very old Kanye.
Yeah. But then at the same time, you have that kind of trap, like, that hard bass, that, like, really fast pace. And it's, like, it seemed like he had a lot of ideas and a lot of potential that he wanted to do with the album. And he kind of just, like, if he split up the album in half and released the first half, just released both of them as 2 different albums, I feel like they would have both done very successfully. I just feel like at the time, like, trap music was really popular, and he was like, well, I gotta do trap because it's what's cool, which is very unlike Kanye West to do. Usually he's a pioneer and he kind of follows his own path. And even with Ye and Kids See Ghost, he still took his own kind of approach, but I definitely saw kind of a copycat of other famous rap artists. I mean, That's coming from somebody who doesn't follow any current music, especially not rap.
Well, if you know Kanye West well, as I do, he might have been copying trap artists, but there wouldn't be a trap genre if it wasn't for his fourth album, 808s and Heartbreak. It's not trap, but everything I read about that album, it's like every single like trap artist or whatever is like, yeah, that album inspired me, which means I both love and hate it because I love that album. It means a lot to me, but it inspired this new generation of rap that I am not a fan of.
So you said when you first listened to Ye, you didn't like it.
I did not like it.
When and how did your opinion change? Or assuming it did.
I just took some repeat listens. It also took one of my friends in my car just blasting All Mine. Not All Mine. I think it was that one. Yeah, All Mine. And it took some time and it grew on me.
So when I first listened to it, like, it's weird. I'm not a big music person. Funny enough, because that's what we're talking about. But I don't find myself, following the cool trends or or listening to really any music in general. I'm an old man. I like podcasts, radio shows, stuff like that.
Who would listen to those?
I know, right? Definitely not the person listening to us.
I like that you still think people are going to listen to this, Vegas.
Cam, listen.
Yeah?
You gotta start from somewhere. Even if it's from the ground.
Like Kanye.
Wasn't Kanye... Hasn't he always kind of been, like, in the limelight?
I don't know.
Because I know he was on some MTV. I'm thinking... I don't know. But...
He was on Chappelle's show once. That's pretty cool.
I don't know about... I know Dave Chappelle, but I don't know about the Chappelle show.
That's besides the point.
So, I listened to Ye, and I was like, you know what? I like this. This seems like Kanye. Like, it seems like an actual album he would make. And then I listened to Kitsy Ghost, and you know what?
Yeah, what?
Don't kill me, but I think I like Ye better than Kitsy Ghost. However, overall, Ye is better than Kitsy Ghost, but individually, I think Kitsy Ghost is better, because there are a lot more notable songs. It just Wouldn't Leave. That song is so good. I think that's the only song, in my opinion, and besides the first song, like, whatever the heck it's called, those two songs I feel like carry the entire album, which is what makes me enjoy it so much. Honestly, if I'm being unbiased, Ye is not that great compared to Kitsy Ghost, but as a whole, Kitsy Ghost is better. Individually, I think Ye is better. So, that's kind of my 2 cents on the...
For me, the standout song on Ye was No Mistakes, because about the first 30 seconds, it sounds like old Kanye, which I don't like that term, old Kanye, new Kanye, but it's a thing.
See, okay, maybe this is a good transition into just Kanye as a person. So, clearly he's changed.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly he has something going on, whether it's something deep-rooted, whether it's, I guess his ego or just narcissism, whatever it might be. I mean, clearly after his mom passing away, he kind of had a bit of a falling out, and I feel like over these past few years, he's been trying to...
He never really recovered after that.
Yeah.
That fourth album, 808s, is all about that, and his music has never really been the same since.
And...
Him as a person, I think, also, as well.
But, it's hard to differentiate what he's doing for I can't say that word.
Publicity.
And what he's doing because he really, really genuinely, fully believes it. Like the comment he made about slavery.
Oh, boy.
Because I don't know if that's something he tweeted in order to get attention. Because that was literally right before his album came out. Yeah. And everybody was talking about it. About him.
What fascinates me is that he says that, right? And I feel like I have to try and figure out where he's coming from. I have to.
See, I feel like with people who are such big fans of Kanye, they're always trying to do that. They're always trying to figure out, what does this mean?
And I'm not going to defend someone saying that slavery was a choice. That's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. That's dumb.
However,
no. I think what he's trying to say is different. I think what he's maybe trying to get at isn't that, and he's like saying how like all that stuff that happened, all that stuff, slavery, how it still has an impact on society today, and how he doesn't want that to like impact the way people think now, which I don't know if I even agree with. I don't know. I'm just trying to like make sense out of something that makes literally no sense.
I think what he was saying was pretty black and white. No pun intended.
Yeah.
I feel like it was very straight and cut. He knew he was going to get a reaction. Like, when you're in the limelight, that's the second time I've used that word today, keep track, and if you guess the correct amount at the end of this episode, you'll get a
free lime.
A free lime, yeah. And
free
maybe
lime.
And a lamp, too.
Make your own limelight.
But I feel like he knows. Go ahead, Cam, you can cough.
No, that's fine.
Cam is choking on his water. But I feel like he knows what he's doing. And, you know, even like his wife, Kim Kardashian, tells him, "You good, Cam? You can let it out."
Okay. Kim Kardashian, what?
Being very disrespectful to our listeners, coughing, even though I was very sick last episode and had to clear my throat every 5 seconds. But I feel like even with his wife, Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know why I feel... well, actually, I'm glad I had to ask that, but also I'm kind of sad that I had to ask that. But even she has to say, like, oh, sometimes I have to make sure, like, I have to keep him in check, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. And it makes you ask the question, like, does she have to do this because he's self-aware? Like, is he so self-aware that, like, we're unable to see... like, is he so, like, aware of himself that we aren't able to see it? I mean, that's kind of a philosophical way to look at it, but, like, maybe he's so... I don't know, encapsulated.
Are you saying he's
himself.
a philosopher?
You see, like, I don't know. No.
Okay.
I think,
making sure.
I think with what he, like, everything he does is premeditated and planned out.
Premeditated murder. Like that first song?
Yeah, like the first song. And maybe not to, like, maybe, and I'm not even saying, like, the whole thing, like, he knows exactly what he's doing, but maybe he has a plan, like, I'm going to talk about slavery. What's a controversial standpoint I could take with slavery? Oh, that slaves had the choice to leave. Okay, this is like, even if you and I decided to post something about that on Instagram or any other platform, we would get a reaction. It would be a negative reaction, but people would know Cam said this, Vega said that. So, I don't know. I feel like, again, for the billionth time, a lot of what he does is thought out. Yeah. Whether it's thoroughly or very kind of just gray.
He's had a history, yep. He's had a history of those comments.
Mm-hmm.
Way back when with the George Bush hates black people. What a classic.
Yeah, and...
what a classic moment.
And maybe he does have something wrong with it. Maybe I think
he does.
Whatever it might be. But speaking of things that are wrong with people, let's talk about a famous rapper.
Oh.
Who has recently passed away, Cam.
Say rapper in big parentheses there. Parentheses?
So,
quotations.
I always... Extension? I always mix it up. What's their name? Did I get it right?
I don't care.
I'm gonna look that up.
XXX trap gang skirt jewel man. I don't know. Mumble boy.
XXX Tentacion.
Tacion.
XX Extension. This is making us look bad. See, this...
I think it's making us look good that we don't know how to pronounce this guy's name.
I don't follow... I mean, so... Okay, so I knew the face, but I didn't know the name.
What a face.
Because I remember, you know, seeing a while ago, like, the allegations of him assaulting women, or just... he shows up on my Instagram feed somehow. Like, I see stuff like that. But, you know... Because when he died, that's the only knowledge I had of him was he was a rapper who was depressed, who supposedly beat his girlfriend. That's all the previous knowledge I had about him. But it's weird because even after he died, I was like, oh. Well, I mean, when I saw him, I was like, I didn't know who. It's like, Extension, who's this?
Extension.
He died. But then when I like looked up on Twitter and actually saw him, I was like, oh, I know who this is. But even then, like I saw a video of like him dead in his car. Have you seen that? Like it's kind of creepy and a little messed up. Like
I've avoided that.
It's
I don't
all
want to see dead people.
It's not gory, but it's like him. He's lifeless. He's in the driver's seat of his BMW, and he's kind of just sat there. Like he looks like he's sleeping. Well, I mean, kind of he's sleeping forever.
Okay.
That was depressing. But even seeing that, I was like I still felt like, solemn and just, I guess, griefful, even though I didn't really know who this person was. And
I'm sure he had enough Xanax in his system to sedate an elephant Vegas. He did not suffer.
But I want to go with the music and then talk about him.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd never heard any of his music. And I remember Cam texted me and he was like, oh, yeah, the mumble rapper. And I was like, I don't think he's a mumble rapper. And I decided to go check out his music, and I mean, like, I kind of had, again, I know the face, but I don't know the name, or like I couldn't connect the two. I'm not that knowledgeable on who Extension is, and I keep messing up his name, I'm pretty sure. But I was listening to his music, and it's lo-fi hip-hop. A lot of samples of, like, lo-fi hip-hop artists with him, like, rapping over it. And it's not mumble rap.
Oh.
As Cam referenced it before.
Look at his name. You're gonna walk around with that silly rap name and be like, and not be a trap star? Come on.
Yeah, but
it's silly.
Well, who's that guy with the dreadlocks? He has the song Gucci Gang. What's his name?
Migos. And then like on it is
it's like
Lil Uzi Vert, or one of the Lils that are all the same human.
Lil Pump.
It's all the same.
Like, do you think Lil Pump? Do you think he's about pumping? I guess pumping it up. Oh my God, we're so old. I'm sorry for anybody who's listening to this who has to go through this torture, but
I thought it was Lil I don't care.
Little what?
Lil Uzi.
Little Uzi.
They're the same person, I'm sure.
That's a cool name though.
No.
Little Uzi.
No.
Why would you want to be little? Why not Big Uzi? Like, if you think of
I don't know.
Like, what sounds cooler, Little Uzi or Big Uzi?
Neither.
What about Uzi?
No.
But like with an OZ, so like Uzi, like OOOZ.
No.
Or OOZ.
I've got nothing here, Vegas. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so I decided to give his music a listen, and I listened to what was the two songs? The only two songs I heard.
Everyone Dies in Their Nightmares.
Everybody Dies in Their Nightmares and Jocelyn Floors. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of enjoyed them. And listen, knowing the fact that he died, like, because he was, I think he was like, because I read a bunch of stuff before, like, coming into this, so I had some knowledge. But he was like depressed, like he was like really depressed or like suicidal or whatever. But like hearing his music, because his music is all about like depression and stuff like that, and like hearing that kind of hit me even hard. Maybe that's the only reason why I enjoyed it. I don't know why I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not gonna put it front and be like, oh, the music sucks. Like, I really, again, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I've listened to it many times since last night. But it's kind of just weird to think about. Like, he's no longer on this planet, but everything he's created, all the music, all the Instagram, all the good things and all the bad things that he put into this world are still here. Like, he's left a legacy, whether it be good or bad. I mean, it obviously depends on how you view it, but like, he definitely impacted millions of people's lives. And I remember I watched a clip. It was like, I'm not gonna try and saying his name again, but so and so's last words, and you saying how, like, I don't know, because I was listening to some clips of him, and he was all about just helping other people like become like better. Like, all the posts that I saw about him, all the famous people who made, like, I guess, what is it, commemorations or just like paying their respects, they were all just saying how like he was a very caring person. And I feel like a lot of people, especially famous people, have like their character. Like, his character is Extension, but behind Extension is a real person who has feelings and functions just like you and I. Maybe he might not be like, the best person, but he still has morals and stuff like that. So I'll let you talk, because I've been talking for like 10 minutes now.
I mean, I don't know how much I necessarily have to add. It's not really funny to make jokes about someone who recently passed away, but like
Cam, I'm not gonna say don't do it, but I'm gonna let you make the decision on your own. If you want to, that's your decision, but I'm not gonna stop you.
I'm gonna stop myself, right? I'll put it this way: I'm not a fan of his type of music. From what I've heard about him as a human being, with certain things he's done, I'm not necessarily a big fan of that either. It's still sad that someone passed away. That's not cool, and that like he had millions of fans and stuff.
Cam, I want you to keep it honest. I want you to be like more...
I'm being honest. It's sad when someone dies. Vegas.
Well, no, I know, but it sounds like you're holding back, like, how you feel about him. Just like, because you seem like...
I don't think he makes good music.
Oh, that's all. Is that it? Or, like...
I think that... I don't know. I'm not a big fan of those type of people who make that type of music. And obviously, I don't want that music to be made, but I'm not going to make a joke about, like, oh, now there's going to be less of that music out there because he's gone. I'm not going to do that because that's messed up.
But I don't...
He's still a person.
I don't think his music is that, like, trap, like, or, like, mumble rap. I don't think that's really, like...
I'll take your word for it.
No, like, I don't think... Like, I feel like... it sounds like I'm defending him. I don't even know enough about him as a person or as an artist to, like, give a structured opinion or to preach about him, whether it be positive or negative. So I'm just going to say... I don't know enough about him to speak about him, but obviously it is very tragic that he has passed away because he was 20. He's still a kid. Yeah. And of course, again, when you're in the limelight, third time, when you're in the limelight, like, you do things to get reactions or what you, like, if people heard what I said and it was put on a scale, you know, I mean, I don't know if I would... it doesn't matter what you say or who you are. You could be the nicest person ever, but people are still going to hate on you. People are still going to find ways to tarnish your name. But, you know, I don't even remember where I was going with that. I had some nice little motivational thing set up, and then I lost it. But, yeah, he was young. Like, I'm young. Like, I do things that I regret. I'm sure he did things that he regrets, but, you know, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to look back and... Or, I mean... Like,
who knows?
Because he's dead. But, you know, I'm sure he's done things that he wish he didn't do or things he wish he didn't say, just like everybody else. I mean, regardless of the severity of what it is, obviously it does kind of matter, like, what you say or do. If it's, like, if the supposed allegations about him assaulting somebody is true compared to just saying you don't like someone, obviously there's a difference there, but I'm sure he... was wanting to change as a person, and because everybody does. Everybody's always striving to better themselves every day. So yeah, that's enough about extension. If you want to say anything else, feel free to add your input.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Rest in peace, extension cable.
Yep.
You help keep my computer running.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So, Cam, you want to talk about the next topic we have lined up for us today?
Ooh, this is a hot one in the news. So, certain business is closing down.
What? What business could this be, Cam?
It's Toys R Us, Vegas.
Toys R Us.
Yep. It's going. It's gone.
Yep. They filed for bankruptcy early this year, I believe.
Yep.
They're having a big blowout sale pretty much everywhere. Now, is Toys R Us, I don't expect you to know this answer, but are they just a national company or are they international? Because I'm not sure.
Let's say national.
Yeah. But, so here's the thing, because I know with most big companies, when they go bankrupt, it's not just like, boom, they're gone forever, because you will have an occasional store here and there. Like Radio Shack, they're bankrupt. They're pretty much gone, but they're still Radio Shacks. Or did I say Radio Shack? Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio Shack, Circuit City, whatever store it might be. Like, yeah, they might be gone pretty much everywhere. But if you go somewhere, you're going to find that store. Hopefully people know what I mean when I say that. But yeah, Toys R Us is gone. Or just almost. The one near us closes, I believe, the 26th.
Soon.
We were told. That's next week.
That's crazy.
Do you have any good memories of good old Toys R Us?
I have a quite recent one. I went with one of my friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet you had fun.
I can't stand him. I can't stand this guy.
Who is he? What's his name?
His name's Vegas.
Oh, I
It's
hate that kid.
you.
What?
It's you.
So yeah, we went to Toys R Us just to poke around.
Yeah, we did.
And
There was some poking being done in that store. We
okay.
poked around.
Whoa, that sounds.
We poked around the ails. We tried to find some hot deals.
But you didn't say you poked around.
You said it.
Toys R Us. I didn't say that.
You said there was poking around. I went with it.
But you said we poked around it. It just sounds weird because it's a Toys R Us, and using the word poking and Toys R Us in the same sentence might sound a little weird. Regardless, we poked around in Toys R Us, and it was depressing, and it's funny.
It was funny and depressing.
It's funny because I never really. Well, actually, that's a lie. I was gonna say I never really went to Toys R Us growing up, but I did. But it's sad because for two reasons I find to be depressing, is first of all, it was once a place where everybody would go and just I was gonna say hang out, but I don't really think people hang
like
out.
Us.
But it's just all the empty. They were selling everything. They were selling the scanners, the cash registers, probably the floors. They were selling everything. Literally everything was for sale in that place. And the electronic, there were no staff except for in the front. And speaking of staff, there's gonna now be thousands of people who now no longer have a job.
That's a lot of people without jobs.
I don't know what the exact number is, but all those people are gonna be without jobs now, and that's kind of imagine being in that position. That must be horrifying.
It's you worked your whole life just to manage toys. All you know is toys. What else is there to go? Where else is there to go?
It's not like there's a toy. I don't know. Trying to think of another store.
Toy vault, but
yeah. But so yeah, we went to Toys R Us about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, and we walked around for about an hour, and it was just okay. So you would expect it to be empty, just completely empty, but there was shockingly a good amount of stuff still stocked up there.
It was a good amount of stuff. It wasn't good stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't like Toys R Us's top notch, their best toys put on display. But it's funny seeing the amount of people who just had shopping carts of just stuff.
That was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, there's a family. It was a dad and a mom, and was it a younger kid? Was there two or just one?
I think I saw one.
Yeah, and they just had 2 shopping carts filled with Marvel Avengers toys, and I was like, oh
dude,
my god,
I want to be that kid.
I would kill to be that kid. That kid is literally,
that kid's benefiting from those thousands of jobs being lost. Good for that kid.
But we looked around, we looked at the pops, we looked at the Star Wars figures, the Nerf guns. They had skateboards. Cam tried to
my ripstick.
Yeah, trying to ripstick. You want to talk about your attempt at that?
It just didn't work. I was gonna destroy my ankles if I tried any more.
I just had to get on a penny board. That was my first mistake.
Yeah.
Slammed into a railing.
That's the loudest noise I've ever heard in my life.
It was okay.
It's baffling.
I started maybe 20 feet back from where you were, and I was kicking, and I think I was recording it, just my feet. And I was kicking, and then I put my feet up, and I was rolling, and then, doosh, I hit the thing, and it just echoes throughout the whole store. And I was like, we're going to get kicked out. And I had wanted to buy things, so I didn't want to get kicked out, at least not yet. And you want to talk about the specific item that I found that I ended up purchasing, that I didn't need, and ended up throwing away as soon as I got to my house?
You threw them away?
For the most part.
Oh. So they had Disney Infinity play sets. Is that what it was that came with the game?
Yeah, it was a Star Wars Disney Infinity. Yep. It came with 2 figures, a game, and then like the dock station.
Now, I'm not sure if I'm correct on this, but I'm pretty sure that game shut down. You can't play it anymore.
I'm not sure.
I thought they shut down all the servers or something.
I just bought it because it looked cool.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool. I don't know why you bought 3 of them.
So they had maybe 200 of them on display, and they were like $1.20 each. I was like,
crazy.
I was like, I want one of those.
You said you want one of those, and you don't know why, and you hate yourself for wanting them, but you're gonna get them.
Mm-hmm. And it was the PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii U.
Everyone's favorite.
I bought one for each of them.
Yep.
And so, do you want to? I'll let you talk because I've been talking a lot this episode. What we did after we purchased them.
Oh, so Vegas purchased one of each.
They were about $4 altogether.
Yep.
For 3 of them, each console.
Yep. So obviously, we're getting back in my car. I had just purchased some Play-Doh. I was very excited.
What did you do with that Play-Doh? Do you still have it?
I played with it like once. It's still in the little can thing, bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, right, obviously, there's a GameStop pretty close to that Toys R Us, and Vegas had a pretty good idea.
Was that sarcasm? Because I think that was actually a good idea.
No, it was a good idea.
Okay.
I thought. So GameStop, also in my opinion, kind of a dying business.
I would agree with that.
I see them gone in the next few years. They'll buy like any like stuff, like any game stuff from you. Never at a good price, but like they'll buy it, right? You know, they'll give you like 60 cents for every like $50
Mm-hmm.
that something's worth. It's not great. So Vegas had the amazing idea, genuinely amazing idea. What if we could resell these at GameStop? What if we could, make some deals? The art of the deal. Me, Cam, and Vegas walk in, make some money off this.
Me, Cam, and Vegas.
Me, Cam, and Vegas. All 3 of us. Yep. So we get there, roll up on GameStop, walk in with the three play sets.
I look like a pizza delivery man.
Yeah, you do.
I'm holding them like my hands are like near my crotch, and it's kind of like a rectangular box, and I have them stacked up all the way up to like my chin. And
so I'm immediately laughing. Like when we walk in, like I can't control myself.
And the person's like, the guy behind the counter's like, "Hi, may I help you with something?"
And we're like, "Who?" I don't remember who answered. We're like, "Yeah, we're trying to sell these Disney Infinity sets." I'm assuming it was me because I remember it being really awkward, and I know that I'd be super awkward in that situation.
I don't think there's any way you can make that situation not awkward. So continue.
So immediately the guy goes, "Yeah, we don't take those."
He's like, we don't buy those at all. He's like, we don't buy them.
Which I think is because it's shut down now. I'm not sure.
And I asked him, I was like, well, what about just the discs? And he's like, nope.
Not even the discs.
And then...
So we're like, oh, well, we'll take our ball and go home.
But before that...
Yep.
Do you know what he said before that? I don't know if you're getting to it.
He was like, you guys got that from Toys R Us, right?
He put me on the spot in front of the GameStop because we were relatively still close to the door. And he was like, oh, did you guys grab those, or did you guys buy those from Toys R Us? And I was like, yeah, bought it from Toys R Us.
Were we not the first ones to try this?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Maybe not. I don't know. But
that's funny.
Yeah, that was and then I tried calling our local mom and pop gaming store. They didn't even buy them. I was like, come on, like you guys could sell them for, if they bought them for $2, sold them for like $3.
I don't think anyone's buying those besides you, Vegas.
What do you think they're gonna do with them? Like all that extra stock, are they just gonna sell it to another company and then they're gonna sell them?
I think it's just gonna end up in a warehouse somewhere, in a landfill eventually. A warehouse in a landfill.
But I won't, like, it's weird. I have this weird fashion. Like I want all of those. I don't know why.
We can go back and we could get them.
Cam.
Yep.
Can we actually go there after this?
After this? Probably not. A different day, maybe.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Maybe next week.
A waste of money.
I don't even have any money. If we, I do want to go back there, because we have until the 26th.
Yep.
So we have about 7 days. Am I right?
Yep, the math checks out.
Because last time I did some pretty bad math. Hopefully,
Do we want to go on the last day?
let's go for it. Or what about the day before? Just to be careful, because
Let's go the day before and then see if they'll be open the next day, and if like we'll be like there when they tear it down.
I don't think they tear it down. I think there's a lot more that goes into it before they tear. I don't think they're gonna tear it down.
Probably. By the way, I've been there since we went. I have other friends in Vegas. I'm sorry to reveal this to you. Who
I don't
also
want you
wanted
to
go?
spoil this for me, but tell me.
A lot of the aisles were like blocked off with caution tape because I wanted to go back to the skateboard because I'm very unoriginal and thought I could make the same humor again but with a different person. Nope, closed off. All those aisles, all the technology stuff, electronics, closed
off.
Yep. Caution tape. It's like a crime scene.
But everything else is still open. Did they restock at all, or is
No.
it still the same?
No. And
Okay.
the scanners weren't working anymore. You couldn't scan anything.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's actually like hitting me in the feelings.
Yeah.
I know it's like, oh, Target's closed, but that's actually sad. I don't know how you feel about it. You don't really seem hit by it at all.
I mean, it's sad, I guess. People are still working.
People are gonna think you have no heart. You don't care about people dying.
Does it?
You don't care about Toys R Us dying.
I don't show emotion well, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It's sad, you know. Growing up, I would always go to Toys R Us. I'd always buy like the WWE figures and stuff like that. But it's a sad thing. It's a sad day.
Speaking of WWE, there was something there that fascinated us.
There's a lot of things that fascinated us.
Was it Macho Man?
It was yes. It was a Macho Man, Randy Savage, and it was the robes that he wears. Like when he'd go out to the ring, he would have that like big, luscious, flowing kind of, I guess, robe is literally what it is. And they had one for sale. Cam, I'll let you talk about that.
First of all,
it was cool. I wanted to buy it.
It was cool, but we opened the package was opened.
There were a lot of packages. Actually,
Yeah.
there weren't. There was a
There
Power
was-
Rangers
there were
helmet
a
that was
few.
open. There were a few packages that were open.
Paper thin fabric, something you'd have as like a curtain in like a bathroom
Not
window.
even more thin than that.
It's just ridiculous. Macho Man didn't wear that. What?
Keep going.
So ridiculous. Randy Savage would never be caught dead in that robe.
He is dead. So he is. I want someone to like look up the images of dead Randy Savage.
You think they buried him in that robe?
They buried him in those robes.
The open casket. He's shirtless with a robe.
He has his glasses on. He's holding a Slim Jim. It's like one of those like crappy, like you press the button and it makes a noise. You just press and it's like, oh yeah.
Red, white, and blue casket. Alright, we could be on this all day. So yeah. So we were like, oh, maybe we could get this. It's probably like $10.
$20.
Yeah.
I was like 20.
$20 max.
15, 20, maybe 25, like max.
Yeah. Right.
So we grabbed it. I brought it to the scanner.
Mm-hmm. Now, everything there was a deep discount. I believe this item was 50% off. Now, would you like to reveal the price, the original price of such an item?
Cam, can I get a drum roll? The final price for the Macho Man Randy Savage robe was $80.
That's insane.
$80. Who is buying this? Who spends? You could make the same thing. It would take a good amount of time.
You could go to Joann Fabrics in the lot next over. You could probably go to the whatever store is right next to that Toys R Us, like TJ. Is that not TJ Maxx? Something like that. Ace, I don't know, whatever.
AC Moore,
You could probably find that fabric there. Right?
probably. Much better quality as well.
Yeah. Much less expensive. I'm not even sure it would be worth that much if Randy Savage wore it.
$80. Who, what, why, when, how?
You think GameStop would have bought that?
Anybody would buy that. Or not anybody would buy it. Nobody would buy that. That's why it was still there. And it was half off. So it was originally what? There's no way it's $160. I don't think it was half off.
That's crazy if it is, though.
I don't... You know what? I want to look this up.
Also, what, like, young kid who might like wrestling know, like, Randy Savage? Like, they probably know John Cena.
I'm sure a lot of people know who Randy Savage is.
But, like, little kids are, like, who weren't alive when he was, like, wrestling. You think they know they want to do the "you can't see me" John Cena thing. They don't want some dumb robe. It was a pretty cool robe.
I'm going to look it up right now, so if you want to keep ranting about it. There's one on eBay. Cam, guess how much it is?
Let's stick with the 80.
$75.99.
Ooh.
Cheaper than a company going out of business.
Well, it probably, with shipping and stuff, probably be
This
over
looks
$80.
ridiculous. That is what people are buying.
Well, Vegas, this is a audio format. Our listeners aren't going to be able to see this.
On your own time, look up Macho Man Randy Savage robe.
If you
Click
want.
That is cool, though. That jacket, I would wear that. I honestly would wear that. But yeah, you know what? Like, I think it's still sad that Toys R Us is closing.
It's a pretty depressing episode.
Yeah, I know. We talked a lot about death and stuff.
That dude died.
Yeah.
Toys R Us died. Randy Savage died.
But you know what didn't die?
Kanye West.
This podcast. And
Okay.
like, we're still kind of early on in the process of this podcast. We're still, fleshing things out and figuring out what direction we want to take things in, kind of what theme we want to aim for. But that's a given. We're still trying to find our voices, literally, like how we speak and stuff like that. And the way we're formatting it now, the way we film it now, will probably change. I don't know when it will be, but we probably won't be standing. We're not standing, but sitting in Cam's car every episode.
Burning alive.
Yeah,
It's actually not that bad.
No, yeah. I mean, given it's like 7:30 in the evening, but we could do like other like I just want it to be like an interactive podcast, but not completely. Like, I want to like film on location and do stuff like that, and like I want to do like, I don't know, maybe film on the beach or somewhere in the woods, like where we have the laptop set up and we each have our microphone and like we talk. But I also want to do what we were talking about before. We're planning on uploading it to like Podbeam or Spotify. I know Spotify is a strenuous process, but
So I've heard.
Find somewhere where we can host the episodes where you can listen to it in the background, not just on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you would like to add any.
Maybe SoundCloud, maybe our own website.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. I think our own website would work really well. Just something for the listeners, for you guys to be able to listen to it in the background, so you don't need to be locked to YouTube in order to listen to it.
Exactly.
And I would like to give a thank you from both of us for all the feedback that we received on the last episode. If you're listening again, if you're a return viewer, we appreciate it a lot. We do plan on making a kind of a Google form for the listener.
Ooh.
So if you are listening to this, there may or may not be a Google form in the description.
I'm just going to say it now. I forgot to make it.
It's all good. It's all good.
We'll talk about it when I forget.
Yep, we will talk. I mean, we still have a couple days to make it. This won't come out until Monday.
I'm busy.
I'll do it. It's fine. But, we'll have something like that. It'll be open literally all the time, so it won't just be like, oh, it's available for this next week or so. We'll have it so you can fill it out whenever you want. And we still have the email, which is CVradio.info at gmail.com. Once again, CVradio.info@gmail.com, and there'll be a link to that in the description. There'll be a link for the Instagram, for the Twitter, stuff like that. I don't know when we will do it, but there will at some point be a website where you can access all the latest and greatest news. If we ever have, I don't know, a guest, because I think we could have a guest on.
That's
I think
exciting.
that'd be fun. Whether it be someone we know personally or just somebody who's interested in coming on.
I have some ideas.
Yes, we can talk about that after. We don't want to spoil the listeners too much. But again, we would like to thank you for tuning in for episode 2 of CV Radio.
This is Cam, thanking the listeners. We're not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there. Not there yet.
We'll get there. And this is just us closing out the show.
Yeah. Again, thank you for watching, and we will see you again next week.
Bye.